What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, Bill Haney and Bernard Hopkins have been going back and forth. And I don't care about the drama, I don't care about the soap opera stuff. Um, Bernard Hopkins is a retired fighter, and of course, Bill Haney's a trainer. So, there's really nothing to clout chase off of. You know, if you're going to clout chase, it would be against somebody, who's hot right now. And I don't think everything is a damn clout chase in terms of somebody sticking up for themselves and, you know, speaking up against someone who was saying things that they find offensive. Now, Bernard Hopkins has made a lot of negative comments about Devin Haney. This has been for some time now. I remember a couple of years ago when Devin Haney actually confronted Bernard Hopkins about him saying that Ryan Garcia was more popular. And, Bernard Hopkins, I agree with some things he says, just like with anybody. There's a lot of times I feel like he say things that's just completely stupid. Okay? Him saying that Devin Haney has the belts, but they don't mean nothing. Well, there was a time when you wanted to fight Roy Jones in a rematch. Okay, while you both were still in your primes. And that fight didn't happen because you were talking about 50-50. And your claim was that you've done as much as Roy has done. And you were telling yourself that you was as big a star. You was as big of a star as Roy was. And Roy said, what do I have to split 50-50 with a guy I already beat? Okay, and so pretty much, aside from Roy Jones haters, nobody understood your claim. Like, nah, you can't lose to a guy, beat other guys, and then say, hey, I'm as big as a star as him, or I deserve the same as him, because, that just made no sense to me. I mean, but the point is, you stood your grounds to try to get that money, and the fight didn't happen. Not to mention, Roy Jones was fighting at that time at light heavyweight. So Roy wasn't coming down. You had to come up. No problem. But he said 60-40, not 50-50. And Bernard made a big deal about that. You understand what I'm saying? And Roy Jones by far had more popularity than Bernard Hopkins and a bigger fan base. And I remember that guy, was it Larry Merchant? Which one of the guys there? That was the one that Floyd Mayweather cursed out for trying to, take little side shots at him when Ortiz did that bullshit he did about busting his lip with the headbutt shit, right? But point is this, that guy said to Bernard Hopkins, you're fighting nothing but bums. Nobody's gonna want to see you fight. You keep fighting these caliber of guys. And he went into defense mode. Well, that's what you say. But I know I'm fighting and I'm doing this and this. And bottom line, right? He didn't like those comments. So for him to take shots at Devin Haney, who is in a position of I am undisputed at 135, and these guys don't want to fight me, not because I'm boring or because nobody wants to see me. No, they don't want that smoke. It's just as simple as that. Well, for Bernard to make it about a popularity contest, saying that people, even though Devin Haney's the champ, that Ryan Garcia, deserves a shot more than he does, and people are more interested in seeing him and Tank than they are seeing Devin versus anybody. Well, isn't that crazy and hypocritical of Bernard? Because Bernard was viewed as a boring fighter. He hit, he hold, he does little tricks of the trade, little dirty shit, So he was labeled a boring fighter. So where he comes up with these logics is like, well, okay, it's beyond me, because he just says things at times, and it's like he's trying to be politically correct in certain ways. You think that these people care about you? Say something negative about Canelo Alvarez. Say something negative about Manny Pacquiao and watch the reaction you get. And it's the same Bernard Hopkins that people was roasting for. I'll never let a white boy beat me. Remember that? Oh, this guy's a racist. Now, because for whatever reason, people just is like Devin Haney's the guy that they love to hate. They really gonna hate him after he bashed Lomachenko if that fight ever actually happens. And this dude, Bernard Hopkins, he's saying what he's saying, right? Okay, But the people that are reacting to Devin's dad, why is he fucking saying this and not Devin? Well, as a father, it doesn't matter how old your kids are. Until you get to the age where you physically can't defend them anymore or something, you still gonna have it in you to speak up for them. Doesn't mean Devin can't speak up for himself. Devin's doing bigger things. Devin's training. He's focusing on that. And so basically with Bernard being an OG and his dad being an OG, nah, he like, fuck that. He's talking to him. Y'all don't say that same shit when Teofimo Lopez dad be running his fucking mouth talking dumb shit. Y'all don't say that same thing when Peter Fury be running his mouth talking that dumb shit. Oh, you got a little Peter, man. He's so entertaining. Yeah, that sounds about right? So anybody else, Deontay Wilder's a grown ass fucking man. Malik Scott is not his relative at all. Same fucking age group, and he talks a lot of shit for Deontay Wilder. So what is Bill doing wrong by speaking up for his son? And on top of that, Bernard Hopkins made a comment saying, keep that same energy when you see me, right? So Bill made it clear. If anybody, Bernard, anybody, okay, even think about putting a hand on one hair in his head, he's going to take care of that, whoever it is, right? So, man, bottom line, people, oh, man, who this guy think he is? Oh, if he seen Bernard in person, he shit himself. Oh, it's like, you guys are some real soft sissy bitches, man. Like, real shit. Man, listen, I've been saying this shit and I'll say it again. Aries ain't scared of no fucking body. Ain't backing down for nobody. So nothing that I say, if I see you, well, nah, man, I'm just a content, man, I'll beat you. Anyway, bottom line, that's what a man does. So he said, if that's the case, since Bernard if he want to make it threatening, oh, he got to see me or whatever, or keep that same energy when you see me, either drop my location where he can come to me or I can come to him so we can make this happen. But no, I ain't going to respond to that. All right? He's not going to respond to that. But to sound tough, to say, keep that same energy when you see me, okay then. What is he saying? He's from the hood, he's from Philly, right? He's from the street, so street talk. Yeah, somebody tell you, keep that same energy when you see me. That means when we see each other, it's on sight. It's a problem. So every time, it's something where when Bill speaks, it's like he don't have the right to defend his son. But Peter Fury defends the entire fucking Fury family. He speaks for everybody. But it's entertaining. It's so entertaining, right? At the end of the day, I just feel like this, right? When you're highly opinionated, you're going to touch some nerves. And everything doesn't even need a response. Everything doesn't need for you to say anything. Meaning, you bring up Devin Haney's name, and for any fighter, you want to say something negative. Here's my thing, right? Look at what Devin Haney's, what he's done, right? And look at what Ryan Garcia's done. And this is the thing that makes me laugh. Because you know what you don't hear Bernard Hopkins say? He doesn't acknowledge the fact that Ryan Garcia was Devin Haney's mandatory, and he turned the fight down to go fight a so-called exhibition with his idol Pacquiao. That never happened. Same way Lomachenko relinquished his belt to become franchise champion to not fight Devin Haney. So they've always seemed to threaten him. But Bernard tries to belittle him for whatever reason, and he does this often. So for someone who was labeled as a boring, dirty fighter, it's funny that he would come up and say that type of stuff when he himself wasn't no big goddamn draw. He had to have the right dance partner as well. So I don't know what it is, and I don't care on a personal note, but like I said, I don't know where all this sissy soft stuff come from, where now everybody got something to say because a man's defending his son. Devin's only 23 years old, whatever. He's a grown-ass man, yes. But again, same way, I got sons. My sons are not puppies no more, but they're young guys, okay? They're young men. You step to one of my sons and say something, I know how I'm gonna handle it. So it's what I'm saying. This whole, but Devin is this, and Devin's chicken shit, Devin has no, all these things that people are saying, it's like, yo, these are just people that just jump on a bandwagon, man. If a content creator is bashing someone, and then his minions just jump in and start bashing them because the content creator is, No rhyme or reason. What's the purpose, right? And so, again, you praise and laugh and giggle, LOL, at one family for doing it, but when one guy does it, it's something else. And they hate it because the Teofimo Lopez's, Tank Davis, all these guys who people was predicting would be champ by now are not champions. How are you going to sit here and try to knock the undisputed champion, give praise to people for having more popularity, but at the same time, he has everything that they should want? And you yourself was saying in terms of Roy Jones, how you wanted 50-50, claiming to be as popular as Roy when you clearly wasn't. The numbers don't lie, man. You know, but you see how tables turn and people forget their walk. They forget the things that they've been through, the things they put themselves through, and how situations could have been different had they handled it different. But for him to think that he was as big a star as Roy by beating who? And once Roy fell off, Bernard was able to sustain a certain level longer than Roy. But up until that point, no, he was not as big a star as Roy. And like I said, Roy beat him with one hand because he broke his hand in that fight. And beat him easily with one damn hand. So, you know, sometimes Bernard, Tim Bradley, Andre Ward, you notice guys who are promoted or work for a certain company, still within boxing, they always like they're always in like, I'm at work mode. I gotta talk a certain way mode. I have to say stupid shit mode. Because a lot of the things they say is like, were you ever an actual pro fighter, or were you like what was you? Because I remember you being in the ring as a pro fighter. So why are you acting so stupid when people ask you questions, or when you give an analysis on something, like you don't see the common sense and what's going on? And Bernard has been known for doing that dumb shit as well. Now, I'm not taking anybody's side in terms of like who I like or don't like or whatever. I've always liked Hopkins as a fighter. You know, Bill Haney, you know, I just know him as Devin's dad as a trainer. I don't know much about Bill on the back end of whatever else he's done. But bottom line is, you know, when you start saying shit about somebody's family members, yeah. Somebody who got love for their family gonna step in and say something as well. That's just the way it is. So for the people sitting up there, oh, why is he talking for his son and this and this? But again, you praise and laugh at other people for doing the same thing, like it's like they're so humorous. But hey, guess what? You know, you see Peter Fury trying to fight Derek Chisora and all this dumb shit, but it's ha ha ha. Oh, gotta love Peter. Yeah. So anyway, I just thought that, you know, I don't know. It's just something with Bernard Hopkins and Devin Haney, man, where he's always trying to take credit from Devin Haney. You know, he's always trying to take credit from Devin Haney. Devin Haney, at the age he is right now, he's accomplished a lot. And like his dad said, nah, he's not Hall of Fame worthy right now if he's to retire right now. But guess what? He still did something a lot of other fighters in the Hall of Fame didn't do, which is true. And this is where, you know, you have to look at people that try to say, oh, but you said this about Bernard. Yeah, in response to Bernard talking shit about my son. So at the end of the day, this is where I feel like, you know, why social media is a beautiful, rotten thing at the same time, because so much good that could be done. Everybody's just into controversial conversations, and anything that gets attention in that way, they think is good press. Talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.